You know, what if the solution to a nation's biggest problems isn't hiding in its politics or its economy, but in totally redefining the roles of men and women? It's a wild thought, right? Well, today we are diving deep into a really provocative lecture from a Korean speaker who lays out just that, a radical blueprint for a healthier society. It's a challenging idea for sure, so let's get right into it. So the speaker's entire argument really boils down to this one simple question. Just think about it for a second. Look around our society today. Who are the people we really hold up as the ultimate examples of a father or a mother? According to the speaker, they're just gone. And he believes that's the root of everything.
And here is his diagnosis, and it is stark. He says this nation is bleak because there is no male image and no female image. See, he's not pointing fingers at the economy or our politicians. He's saying the problem is way, way deeper than that. It's a full-blown crisis of identity.
Okay, so what does a society without these big foundational role models actually look like? Well, according to the speaker, it's a society that has completely lost its way. Let's explore exactly why he thinks that is.
Now, to be clear, the speaker isn't saying we don't have successful people. Of course we do. We have plenty of rich CEOs and famous celebrities. But he's asking a different question. Do those people represent a true father image or mother image for the entire nation? He argues that this bigger, society-wide role model, that's what's missing in action.
So, how in the world did we get here? Well, to understand that, the speaker takes us all the way back to the post-war era, where he argues the seeds of our current problems were first planted.
He describes these two parallel paths that were supposed to happen. For men, the mission was crystal clear. Rebuild the nation, basically become money-making machines. And you know what? They did it. Mission accomplished. Their first job was done. But for women, the task was, well, it was more subtle. It was about preparing society inwardly for whatever came next. And that, he claims, is precisely where things went off the rails.
And the result of this imbalance is what he calls a limping society. It's a great metaphor, isn't it? Men built the house, but they were never given the blueprint for what to do inside of it. Their primary mission is over, and now they're just lost. And that, he argues, is exactly why we no longer have a strong father image to look up to.
All right, so men's first job is in the rearview mirror. Now, the speaker says it's time for women to step into their big societal role. But here's where he makes a really bold claim. He says because they weren't properly prepared for this moment, they're doing it all wrong, essentially, by trying to become men.
Just take the idea of a female CEO. In the speaker's view, this isn't some great sign of progress. He sees it as a woman taking on a man's job, becoming a high-level worker in a system that was, from the ground up, built by men and for men.
And this right here is where he makes his most controversial point. He states, flat out, women are not workers. The female image is that of a mother. Now, he's not just talking about being a mother to your own children. He means a mother to all people, a much, much bigger concept.
So what happens when a woman becomes a CEO in this world? Well, the speaker makes a pretty bleak prediction. He says ultimately she'll fail. And why? Because he argues she just isn't equipped for the hidden rules of that hyper-competitive world. He claims her male subordinates will eventually turn on her and the whole business will just collapse. So if being a CEO is the wrong path for women, what's the right one? What does this speaker actually see as a woman's true purpose in society?
The speaker's vision for women isn't to compete in the old system, but to create a whole new one. Instead of just managing a company for profit, he says they should be designing solutions to society's biggest problems, focused on alleviating suffering. It's a totally different mindset.
So what does that actually look like in practice? The speaker says women should tap into their natural empathy to feel the pain of society like it's their own child's pain. And then they should work together, combining their wisdom to research and literally design the solutions that are needed. So how does this all come together in the end? The speaker's final vision is a society where this new balance between men and women is finally restored, which in turn allows for those role models we've been missing to finally emerge.
And here is the absolute key to his whole argument. When women design these blueprints for a better society, they create a mountain of new, meaningful work, and that becomes the second job for men. A whole new purpose, a new mission for them to execute.
You see the cycle here? It's a harmonious loop. Women design, men build. The speaker calls this fulfilling the principle of yin and yang. And it's out of this incredible, collaborative work, he says, that true father and mother figures for the entire nation will finally, naturally emerge. So in this vision, a true father image isn't the guy who brings home the biggest paycheck. Not at all. It's the man who is doing great work for society. And a true mother image isn't just about managing a household, but about doing the great work of designing a better future for absolutely everyone.
So what do you think? After hearing all this, is the speaker's vision a recipe for a healthier, more balanced society? Or is it a giant step back in time? It's definitely a challenging idea, and it leaves us with a really provocative question about where we all go from here.